The California sun dipped low over Dodger Stadium, casting long shadows across the manicured field. The sky was ablaze with hues of orange, pink, and gold, a breathtaking backdrop to the drama about to unfold. It was a perfect evening for baseball, the kind of night where memories are made and legends are born. The air was thick with anticipation, a palpable buzz that vibrated through the very foundations of the stadium, painting the field gold, transforming the familiar green expanse into a shimmering stage. Every blade of grass seemed to glow, reflecting the fiery sunset and the hopes of the thousands gathered within the stadium walls. The golden light seemed to spotlight the players, highlighting their every move and adding to the sense of importance that hung in the air. As fans packed the stands, a sea of faces eager to witness a game that felt anything but ordinary. They came from all walks of life, united by their love of the game and their unwavering support for their teams. The roar of the crowd was deafening, a constant wave of sound that crashed against the field and echoed through the stadium. July 21st, 2025. A date etched in the minds of players and fans alike. A date Milwaukee Brewers fans would never forget. A potential turning point in their season. A chance to prove their mettle against one of baseball's most storied franchises. They had traveled far and wide, their hearts filled with hope and their voices ready to cheer their team to victory. The Dodgers, baseball royalty, stood as the guardians of their legacy, their iconic blue uniforms a symbol of tradition and excellence. They were the favorites, the team everyone expected to win, but they knew that in baseball, anything can happen. Stood ready to defend their home turf, their eyes focused, their minds sharp, prepared for the battle ahead. They had a reputation to uphold, a city to represent, and a championship to chase. Against a Brewers team on the verge of a historic sweep, a feat that would send shockwaves through the league and cement their place as a force to be reckoned with. The Brewers were hungry, determined to prove that they belonged among the elite. The stadium buzzed with anticipation, a symphony of nervous energy and unwavering belief. Dodger blue everywhere, a visual testament to the city's unwavering support for their team. But the Brewers moved with quiet confidence, unfazed by the spectacle, their focus laser-locked on the task at hand. They knew they were the underdogs, but they embraced the role, using it as fuel to drive them forward. This wasn't just another game. It was a clash of titans, a battle for supremacy, a moment that would define legacies. It was a test of nerve, a trial by fire, a crucible where heroes would be forged and dreams would be realized or shattered. A chance for the Brewers to prove their rise was no fluke, to silence the doubters and stake their claim as a legitimate contender. The crowd's roar was deafening for the home team, a wave of sound meant to intimidate and inspire. But the Brewers, met with chilly indifference from the Dodger faithful, remained calm and collected, their focus unwavering, seemed only more focused, their determination hardening with each passing moment. As the first pitch crossed the plate, a blur of leather and raw power, the tension was palpable. The air crackled with anticipation, every eye glued to the action. This was more than a series finale. It was a statement, a declaration of intent, a battle for bragging rights and a place in history. It was a shot at history, a chance to etch their names into the annals of baseball lore. The Brewers dugout watched, locked in, every player and coach analyzing every pitch, every swing, every nuance of the game, ready to seize their moment, to capitalize on any opportunity, to leave it all on the field. The stage was set, the lights blazed, the crowd roared, and the players stood poised, ready to write the next chapter in baseball history. Underdogs versus giants. A classic David and Goliath story playing out under the bright lights of Dodger Stadium. With everything on the line, the tension was so thick you could cut it with a knife. It was time to play ball. To understand the Brewers' challenge, you have to know the Dodgers' legacy. For 19 years, no National League team had swept the Dodgers in a season series, a streak dating back to 2006. The Dodgers' ability to avoid being swept was a badge of honor, a testament to their relentless consistency. The Brewers had already beaten them in every meeting that year, needing just one more win to make history. The weight of this streak was felt in every at-bat, every pitch. For the Brewers, it was a chance to carve their own legacy. For the Dodgers, a fight to protect theirs. This wasn't just a game, it was a battle against nearly 2 decades of dominance. The Brewers arrived in Los Angeles riding a 9-game winning streak, the hottest team in baseball. Chasing a 10th straight win, they weren't just playing for a sweep. They were chasing a milestone that would define their season. Each victory had come in a different way: dominant pitching, late comebacks, and relentless belief. Now, with the streak on the line, the Brewers faced their toughest test yet, on the road, against the Dodgers, with history at stake. The dugout buzzed with energy and focus. Every player wanted to be part of something unforgettable. The pressure was immense, but so was the motivation. This was more than Game 100. It was Game 10 of the streak. The Dodgers struck early, jumping to a 3-0 lead and sending the home crowd into a frenzy. For most teams, that deficit would have spelled doom, especially against the Dodgers' elite pitching. But the Brewers didn't flinch. Their dugout stayed calm, leaders urging focus and patience. They'd come back before, and they believed they could do it again. The comeback started small: a walk, a single aggressive base running forcing an error. Each little victory chipped away at the Dodgers' lead, quieting the crowd. The Brewers' approach was methodical, not desperate. They clawed back, one at-bat at a time, showing the grit that defined their streak. The 3-run mountain began to shrink. The game was far from over. Baseball, a sport steeped in tradition and brimming with unexpected twists, loves unlikely heroes. It's a game where legends are born in the blink of an eye, where the underdog can rise to the occasion and etch their name into history. The roar of the crowd, the crack of the bat, the tension in the air, it all culminates in moments of pure, unadulterated drama. And tonight, under the bright stadium lights, belonged to a rookie utility player, a young man who had toiled in the shadows, waiting patiently for his chance to shine. He wasn't a household name, not yet anyway, but he possessed a burning desire to prove himself on the biggest stage. He was unknown to most of the fans in the stands, an unheralded prospect, but he was ready for his moment, ready to seize the opportunity that lay before him. He had prepared for this his entire life, honing his skills, sharpening his focus, and steeling his nerves. With the game tied, the tension palpable, and runners perched precariously on base, representing the go-ahead runs, the stakes couldn't have been higher. Every pitch, every swing, every breath held the weight of the game's outcome. He stepped to the plate, the weight of the world seemingly on his shoulders, in the biggest at-bat of his young life. This was it, the moment he had dreamed of, the chance to prove that he belonged. Years spent grinding in the minors, enduring long bus rides and countless hours of practice, had prepared him for this crucible. He had faced adversity, overcome obstacles, and never lost sight of his ultimate goal. But nothing, absolutely nothing, could truly match the sheer, unadulterated pressure he felt now. The roar of the crowd was deafening, the lights were blinding, and the weight of expectation was immense. Down in the count, facing a seasoned veteran on the mound, he somehow managed to stay calm, to block out the noise and the distractions, and to focus on the task at hand. He locked in on the pitcher, studying his every move, anticipating his next offering, searching for any tell that might give him an edge. It was a battle of wills, a test of nerves, a duel between two competitors at the peak of their game. Then came the pitch, a blazing fastball, cutting right over the heart of the plate. It was a challenge, a dare, an invitation to swing for the fences. He swung with everything he had, unleashing a ferocious cut that connected with the ball with a resounding crack that echoed through the stadium, silencing the crowd for a split second. The ball rocketed off his bat, a white streak against the night sky, soaring towards the elusive left-center gap, a no-man's land for outfielders. It landed on the warning track, just inches from being a home run, as two runners sprinted around the bases, crossing home plate and sending the Brewers into the lead. The Brewers, against all odds, took the lead in dramatic fashion. The momentum had swung in their favor. The rookie stood proudly on second base, a triumphant grin spreading across his face as he beamed at his ecstatic dugout, soaking in the adulation of his teammates. In one electrifying swing, he had single-handedly changed the entire complexion of the game, turning a potential loss into a thrilling victory. And in that instant, he had written his name into Brewers lore, forever cementing his place in the hearts of the team's faithful fans. The crowd, initially stunned into silence, erupted in a frenzy of cheers, their disbelief quickly turning into unbridled joy. The Brewers' bench, a sea of green and gold, erupted in a cacophony of cheers and high fives, celebrating the heroics of their unlikely savior. The underdog, the unheralded rookie, had delivered when it mattered most, proving that anything is possible in the unpredictable world of baseball. The momentum had shifted decisively. carrying the Brewers towards what felt like an inevitable victory. With the lead in hand, the Brewers' fate rested with their bullpen, the bullpen brigade that had been lights out all streak. The setup man entered first, facing the heart of the Dodgers' order as the crowd roared. He mixed fastballs and sliders, retiring 3 straight and handing the ball to the closer. The 9th inning was tense. The Dodgers got a runner on, bringing the tying run to the plate. The closer dug deep, trusting his best pitches. A groundout, a strikeout, and finally a swing and miss. Game over. The Brewers had done it. 10 straight wins, a season sweep, and a victory in enemy territory. The bullpen had slammed the door. The celebration began. History was made. The crew had conquered the Dodgers. This win wasn't about one hero. It was about the entire crew. Every player contributed, from the gritty starter to the bench guys bringing energy. The catcher called a masterful game. The shortstop's diving play stopped a rally cold. Smart, unselfish at-bats chipped away at the deficit. Sacrifice bunts, tough walks, and clutch singles. Everyone did their part. The Brewers' unity and selfless play wore down the Dodgers. This was team baseball at its finest. The crew's strength was in their togetherness. That's what made this comeback, and this streak, possible. Back in Milwaukee, fans lived every pitch, hearts pounding, hope rising and falling with the score. The city buzzed with Brewers fever, united by belief in their team. Social media lit up with encouragement and celebration, strangers bonding over every run. When the rookie delivered, cheers erupted across Wisconsin, bars, homes, and streets filled with joy. The final out brought relief and euphoria. 10 straight wins, a historic sweep. For fans, it was validation, proof their loyalty mattered. The celebration spilled into the night. This win belonged to every fan who ever believed. Their faith had been rewarded. In the grand tapestry of a long baseball season, where games stretch from the crisp air of April to the heat of September, one July win might seem like a mere blip on the radar, a single victory among many. It's easy to get lost in the day-to-day grind, to see each game as just another data point in a long, winding journey. But this particular win, this triumph under the summer sun, was so much more than just a checkmark in the win column. It resonated with a deeper significance, a turning point that hinted at something special brewing within the team. It was the culmination of a 10-game streak, a sustained period of excellence that showcased the team's potential and resilience. Each win built upon the last, creating a wave of momentum that carried the Brewers forward. It was a comeback victory, clawing their way back from a 3-run deficit, demonstrating their unwavering determination and refusal to surrender. They stared adversity in the face and emerged victorious, proving their mettle under pressure. And it was a sweep of the mighty Los Angeles Dodgers, a team known for its star-studded roster and championship pedigree. To dominate such a formidable opponent sent a clear message to the rest of the league. The Brewers were a force to be reckoned with. This was a landmark moment, a defining chapter in the team's season. It was a moment that galvanized the players, energized the fans, and captured the imagination of the entire city. The Brewers proved they were more than just plucky underdogs. They were legitimate contenders, a team united by unwavering grit, an unshakable belief in themselves, and a shared commitment to achieving something special. The rookie's clutch hit, a moment of brilliance that ignited the offense and sent shockwaves through the stadium. The bullpen's dominant performance, shutting down the opposition with a display of power and precision. The flawless defense, turning potential rallies into routine outs with acrobatic catches and perfectly executed double plays. Every single detail, every contribution, no matter how small, told the story of a true team, a collective of individuals working together towards a common goal. For the fans, it was more than just a victory. It was hope realized, a tangible manifestation of their dreams and aspirations. It was a memory to cherish, a moment to be replayed and savored for years to come. This win irrevocably changed the season's outlook, transforming distant dreams into very real October ambitions. The possibility of a deep playoff run, once a mere fantasy, now seemed within reach. It strengthened the bond between the team and the city, creating a shared sense of pride and excitement. It gave everyone a story to tell, a narrative of triumph and resilience that would be passed down through generations. The Brewers had finally climbed the mountain, overcoming obstacles and defying expectations, and planted their flag firmly at the summit. They had arrived. The baseball world, from seasoned analysts to casual observers, took notice of this remarkable transformation. The Brewers were no longer an afterthought, they were a team to be taken seriously. This was a night that the city of Milwaukee and its devoted baseball fans would never, ever forget. It was a night etched in the annals of Brewers history, a testament to the power of teamwork, perseverance, and unwavering belief.